Lumbar
Who
stabilization.
wants
Lumbar
to,
stabilization. What?
He got a good back, supposedly.
It's good.
You gotta reach
Good for you, though, right?
So guys,
good.
so if I
We have to do the
want
other side.
Eli to work his core neck muscles. So the core neck muscles are those deep flexor muscles in the neck. A couple different ways you could do it. You can do reps, or you can do holds. So holds is going to be a little bit more strenuous because you don't have enough time to rest in between. So if I say bring your chin to your chest, lift your head off the table, hold it for 5 seconds. And relax. And 1. Now can you do that 5 reps?
Easy.
And back. The key with this, guys, is to make sure that the patient brings their chin down to their chest. That ensures they're getting those deep cervical flexors. And 3, and again. Hold. And 1 more. And relax. So tell the class how easy or difficult that was in terms of the muscle activity.
The first one was the one that was harder, and then it got a little bit easier.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is more difficult typically if they have to hold their neck in that position against the weight of gravity. All right. So now if he just does, say, 5 reps, go ahead and do 5 reps, 1 and down. So again, he doesn't have to hold the weight of his head up there for as long, so it makes it a little bit easier of an exercise. And relax. All right, so cervical flexors. For the lumbar flexors, 3 different ways to work the core. So you guys have to know the differences for a posterior pelvic tilt. So posterior pelvic tilt, I have the patients bend their knees. Okay, so this is a bony movement. So the pelvis is actually going to move posteriorly. Okay, and so again, I'm gonna educate the patient. I'm gonna say, go ahead and tighten up your stomach, so his stomach is firm, and I'm gonna say, go ahead and bring your pelvis back and hold that position.
Excuse me.
And relax. 1, and then you want to have them do, say, 5 reps. Go again. But you want to make sure when they do this that they do not bridge. You don't want them to bridge. You want them just to get the control of the pelvis only. Okay? And how do you know if they're doing this right? Relax. You can take your hand and you can put it under their spine, and you can feel the tension, and actually push your hand in, push it back into my hand. And as he does it, you can feel here and there, and relax. Okay, so that's done with the bony pelvis. The next thing is called neutral spine. So you want to have your patients maintain their spine in neutral without having to go ahead and move their pelvis. So just relax your pelvis. Okay, so you can see that he goes more back into a slightly anterior position, and now just tense up your abdominal muscles. Okay, so now he's doing an isometric contraction of his rectus. Hold that and relax. Okay, again, tighten it up. So you can palpate the muscle tone, make sure they're getting the proper muscle, and relax. Okay, good. Legs down. Transverse abdominis, remember how to do that? So what's the cue for that?
Belly button and
Draw your belly
Exactly.
button.
So you want to say draw your stomach in, hollow out your stomach. So the visual is it's like you're pulling your belly button towards your spine, and you can palpate your muscle being worked as if you put your hands on your front of your hips. So feel your ASIS. So our job is to teach our patients how to palpate their own ASIS, and then hold that position. Move your fingers in closer, and then down about 2 fingers. Now lightly hold there, and do that where you pull your belly button in. And as the patient does that, they should feel a little tension in their muscle through there. So that's how they know they're contracting that muscle. Okay? So now, that's the first part of working the core. So then now you start superimposing movements on it. Let's go back to neutral spine. So remember what neutral spine is? Just tensing up your abdominal muscles. Bend your knees up. Bring your arms in. So right here is the easiest position. So if I want to have someone start working their stomach, I might just say, lift your shoulder blades off the table and lift up and down. One, and again. Okay, so now as I lengthen the lever arm behind your neck. Now go ahead and do it. So it makes it a little bit more challenging. If I put his leg down here like this and say, go ahead and bring your knees up and do a crunch at the same time. So again, it makes it harder. So again, the closer the limbs are in, easier. The further out, more difficult. But you have to make sure that your patient's able to hold this muscle contracted during the movement. So one way I could tell if his stomach is ready to do an exercise is get your upper body comfortable. So if someone's going to do the straight leg raise, so it's what is it, 6 to 60? How is it? So 6 inches off, and they go from here to here. So now, if I have his legs up like this, okay, and I'll say push your low back into my hand. So now I know his stomach muscles are adequately tensed. So now I'm going to say go ahead and lower your legs down. If I feel his pelvis lifting up, then I know that that's too much. So then I would want to modify that by saying, bend your knees, as you come down, bend your knees, and back up. So now I can feel the pressure here as he works his lower abs, as opposed to letting him lift up, because then he's going to be working his hip flexors, not his abs. Okay? If you want to incorporate upper extremity, again, you could do sort of this position where you're going to work the opposite arm, opposite leg, that dead bug position, the obliques. Correct. So I just, on the practical, I just expect you guys just to demonstrate how to progress them from the easier position to the more difficult. Easier and close, more difficult, further away. Okay? Let me have you on your stomach. So for somebody to start working their lower, actually if I can get a pillow. Maybe another one. Okay, so the first thing I might do is I might just say go ahead and lift your leg, keep it straight, and lift it off the table.
Both?
No, just one, and down. So as he's doing this, he's engaging his lumbar extensors. Okay, so it's a rectus spinae muscle. So what's the deep core muscle that really is primarily for the multifidus? So again, relax. The verbal cue is the same. Pretend that you're taking your belly button and you're sucking it up towards your spine. So you tense that muscle up, hold that muscle, and now lift your leg up and down. And do 5. And now relax, and don't tense that muscle up, and do 5. Feel the difference? Mm-hmm. So their core is not stabilized as much if you don't first do that exercise. Okay? Now, if I want to incorporate another upper extremity, put this arm out straight and lift up this arm and this leg and down. The thing that we have to be careful of is that we're not going to hyperextend the spine. So that's one reason why you could put the pillow underneath here. Okay? If you want to have them incorporate both uppers and lowers, put both arms in front of you and now lift up. So they call this kind of the Superman movement, and down and again. Good. And this is a pretty high level exercise, so you have to have pretty adequate strength to be able to do this exercise. Okay? All right.